officially live. Hello, everyone. Hello, Facebook world. We're Elm Street people, that, actors, volunteers, staff, here to have some fun this evening, and hoping that you guys are tuning in and listening with us. This is an old time radio show reading that we're going to be doing tonight. And what better than picking one of the world's favorite is The Shadow. Dun, dun, dun. Lots of different versions have come from this. But one thing we need to let you guys know is that this particular script was first broadcast on April 15th, 1945. And that was accidental. But we just figured this out. And it's the 75th anniversary of this script reading. So before we get started, we're going to introduce ourselves and who we're playing. Yay! So with that being said, I am Siobhan. For those of you that don't know me, I will be the announcer and I will be playing Mrs. Haverson.
I'm Zach. I will be playing Cranston / The Shadow.
I'm Caitlin. I will be playing Muriel and someone totally different, Fred the Gardener.
I'm Lane, and I'm reading for Margot and doing some scene changes for you.
I'm Justin. I'm going to be reading for Commissioner Weston as well as Warner Reed.
And I am Steven, and I'm going to be reading for Dan Burke and Ogden Hines.
So, without further ado, we hope that you guys are listening along, and we are going to do this episode called The Case of the River of Eternal Woe.
Whoa.
This morning, Lamont Cranston and his friend Margot Lane are at the edge of a curious, excited crowd gathered near Pier 78 at the riverfront. Now, amidst the noise of police cars, reporters, and ambulances, Margot says,
Lamont, I wouldn't for the world sound callous, but just what is this all about?
Look, Margot, I think they're bringing up the body. Oh, what did you say?
I said, darling, it's perfectly all right to be dragged out of a sound sleep at the crack of dawn this way, and I love watching policemen take bodies out of the river.
You do?
Only it'd be a lot more fun if I knew what this is all about. After all, Lamont, they found people in this river before.
I know, darling, but they haven't found Matilda Redfield before. And unless I missed the tip, that's the old girl now.
Easy there, men. Take it easy now.
Redfield? Oh!
Oh, is right. She's the one who disappeared 3 days ago. The papers have been full of it. Say, she's beautiful, isn't she?
Oh, Lamont, don't be sordid.
Idiot, I mean the niece. At least, I think that's the niece. The one going over toward Commissioner Weston.
Oh, yes, I remember her picture in the papers.
Oh, Ms. Redfield. Ms. Redfield, if you'll... Lamont Cranston.
Oh, good morning, Commissioner. Fishing this morning?
I might have known you'd show up. Good morning, Ms. Lane.
Top of the morning to you, Commissioner.
Well, Cranston, if you've come for any excitement, you're too late. We just brought the body up.
Matilda Redfield?
Yeah, the old dame who disappeared from that hotel up the river.
Anything interesting, Commissioner?
No, not a mark on her that I can see.
Suicide?
Looks that way. I'll have the medical examiner go over her downtown. Oh, Miss Redford.
Commissioner,
I'm so sorry you had to see this, Miss Redford. It is your aunt, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, this is Miss Lane, Miss Redford, and Mr. Cranston.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Commissioner Weston, this is horrible.
Now, Miss Redfield, at least now you know. You positively identified the body, do you?
It's Aunt Matilda, all right, but...
Well, then I think what you'd better do is get some rest, Miss Redfield. If you'll come down to headquarters, say about noon, we'll take care of the paperwork down there.
Paperwork?
The commissioner means it's only a routine matter, Miss Redfield. Your aunt will have to be taken from here to the city examiner's office.
Excuse me, I'll see what the men are doing. Sorry, Cranston, looks like you got out of bed for nothing.
I don't understand. The shock, it's all so horrible.
Of course, Miss Redfield, we understand.
We have my car, Miss Redfield. Could Miss Lane and I drive you someplace?
But
It would be better, my dear. There's nothing you can do here at all now.
you don't understand. The commissioner, those police, why, they think Matilda committed suicide.
And you don't, Miss Redfield?
Oh, no, she couldn't have done that.
Tell me, Miss Redfield, did your aunt wear expensive jewelry? A bracelet, perhaps?
How did you know that?
Oh, I watched you identify the body, my dear, and the first thing you did was roll back the torn sleeve and look at your aunt's wrist.
But
A rather curious way to identify a body, don't you think? Come along, Miss Redfield. I really think we ought to drive you home. Transition! Come on, Muriel. Miss Lane and I have all the time in the world.
it's just the way I said, Mr. Cranston. Matilda lived alone at the Hotel Acheron. It's just outside the city on the river.
She was wealthy then.
What?
Miss Lane means the hotel is exclusive, Muriel. You have to be fairly well off to afford it.
Yes, it is that kind of place. Mostly women who live there the year around. They all have money, I guess. My aunt had a great deal.
And a diamond bracelet.
That's what makes me sure the police are wrong, Mr. Cranston. She always wore that bracelet. It was worth nearly $200,000.
Whew!
She had it made about 10 years ago. She took stones from earrings and necklaces, all sorts of gems. It was the most beautiful bracelet I've ever seen.
Now it's gone.
It wasn't on her wrist. It couldn't have fallen off, Mr. Cranston. It locked on.
And you're sure it's not in her room, Muriel? At the Hotel Acheron, I mean?
But it wouldn't be. Oh, I looked, of course. When they told me she disappeared, the hotel manager, Mr. Hines, and I, we searched her rooms thoroughly. It's just not there.
You live at the hotel too, Muriel.
No, I don't. I have a small apartment in town.
I see. You didn't happen to be with your aunt the day she disappeared.
No, I wasn't. I hadn't seen her in some time. I've been quite busy, you see. I have a friend in the army going overseas soon, and, well, I just haven't seen Aunt Matilda in several weeks.
Well, Lamont?
Bracelets interest me, Margot. Feel like a little deluxe living?
What?
Akron. Akron, that's a strange name for a hotel.
Strange, Mr. Cranston? Why?
Oh, nothing really. It's a mythological term, I believe. Ancient Greek or something like that. It means the god of the river. The River of Eternal Woe.
This is the porch, Mr. Cranston. Aunt Matilda spent so much time out here in the nice weather. She loved to play bridge with the other ladies.
Miss Redfield.
Oh, Mr. Hines.
Oh, I heard the news, my dear. They found your dear aunt's body. It was on the radio about half an hour ago.
Yes, they found her. She was all the way down to...
Now, we just won't talk about it. Though I can't understand how a body could float all the way from here down to the pier. Why, it must be 10 miles.
If the body did float down, Mr. Hines.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, Mr. Hines, this is Mr. Cranston. Mr. Lamont Cranston. Mr. Hines is the hotel manager.
How do you do?
Mr. Cranston.
And this is Miss Lane, Mr. Hines.
How do you do?
Oh, Muriel, my dear child.
Mrs. Haverson.
I just heard, my dear, the noon editions are out. See, I was just reading about it here in the paper. Oh, my poor dear, my poor dear.
These are some friends of mine, Mrs. Haverson, Miss Lane and Mr. Cranston.
How do you do?
My
Oh.
aunt and Mrs. Haverson have lived here for years, you see.
Oh,
This terrible, terrible tragedy. Why would Matilda want to take her own life? Why? I just can't get over it. Why, the very day she did it, we had our afternoon bridge, the same as always. How she loved to play cards. Oh, why did she do a thing like this?
perhaps she didn't, Miss Haverson. The police report isn't ready yet, you know. Perhaps it wasn't suicide at all.
What?
We don't know, you see. We
just don't know, do we, Muriel?
Mr. Hines,
Mhm.
telephone, sir.
Thank you, Warner. I'll take it over here.
I'm sorry about your aunt, Miss Redfield. She was always very nice to me.
Thank you, Warner. Mr. Reed is the desk clerk, Mr. Cranston.
Yes, sir.
I see.
We wouldn't know what to do without Warner, would we, my boy?
I hope not, Mrs. Haverson.
Miss Redfield.
Yes, Mr. Hines.
Why, that was the police. Some man named Weston, Commissioner Weston.
Yes, what did he want?
He said for Miss Redfield to stay right there. He was on his way out here. Sounded excited, Miss Redfield. He said he'd be here right away.
All right, Lamont. You and Miss Lane might just as well hear this. Oh, wait. Is that door closed?
It's all right, Commissioner. The guests are all on the porch.
All right, young man. Suppose you tell me what you told me this morning.
Muriel, dear,
Dan, don't. You don't have to talk, Dan. Don't say a word.
I want to talk, darling. I have nothing to hide.
Oh, no? All right, then. Suppose I tell it. And get this, Cranston. It's good.
I'm listening, Commissioner.
So am I.
We get the body downtown, see? And what do you think we find? A letter, all as nice as you please. Even has this soldier's return address on it. So we can just hop over to his camp in Long Island and pick him up.
Dan, no.
It's all right, Muriel. I admit I wrote her the letter. I told you about it the same night.
What letter, soldier? What did you say?
I've got it, Cranston. Here it is. From Private Dan Burke to Matilda Redfield. Addressed right here to the hotel. Yeah, and delivered the same day the old lady disappeared, too.
Well, go on, Commissioner. Read it.
It's short enough. Here, listen to this. You've made trouble enough for Muriel. Now that we're married, I warn you, leave us alone. You make trouble now, I promise you I won't be responsible for what happens. Signed, Dan Burke.
Married?
Sure, we're married. Muriel's aunt didn't approve of me. That's why I wrote her. She was threatening to break up our marriage.
Muriel, my dear.
Yes.
This is the friend you mentioned so casually? Your own husband?
Oh, please. I know I should have told you.
And that ain't all, Cranston. Not only does the soldier here admit writing the letter, he can explain where he was the night the old lady disappeared. He was out on a 10-day pass, just got back to his camp yesterday.
Is that true, Dan?
Dan, don't. He was with me. Oh, I swear it. He was with me the whole day and night.
Muriel. Excuse me. There's a telephone message for you.
Go on, Mr. Hines.
Why, that soldier. That's the man I threw off the property.
What?
When? When was this?
Mr. Hines, no.
Why, I caught him prowling around the yard that night. The night Matilda Redfield disappeared. Yes, sir. The very night she disappeared.
Find anything, Margot?
Not a thing, Lamont. Just Matilda's clothes, things like that.
Well, she had a pleasant room anyway. There's a view of the river from this window.
Acheron. The River of Eternal Woe. Lamont,
Yes?
You don't think Dan Burke killed her, do you?
Oh, Weston had reason enough to hold him, Margot. The boy obviously threatened Matilda in that letter.
And certainly Muriel was covering up for him. He wasn't with her that night at all.
And she covered up their marriage, or tried to.
But you don't think he killed the old lady.
Well, I'm...
That's funny.
Well, the manager knows we're up here, Margot. I told him I'd like to search the room. Hello?
Mr. Cranston?
Yes, Muriel, what is it?
I'm in the lobby, Mr. Cranston. Will you come right down, please?
What? Well, yes, what is it?
My aunt was murdered, Mr. Cranston. I'm sure of it now.
Muriel, listen.
You see,
Muriel? Miss Redfield!
Lamont, what's happened?
Come on, Margot, we gotta go down in that lobby fast.
Why, no, Mr. Cranston. I didn't notice anything unusual. Miss Redfield made a call from the booth just now, and then she walked out toward the porch, I think.
But she didn't, I tell you. She...
Something the matter, Mr. Cranston?
It's Miss Redfield, Mr. Hines. Mr. Cranston seems to think she disappeared.
What?
No. Never mind. Perhaps I was mistaken.
Where is she, Warner? She didn't go down to headquarters with her husband, I know.
No, sir. She stayed here. She just made a phone call, and then when she was through, she walked out to the porch.
Probably wants to be alone, Mr. Cranston. You know how women feel at a time like this.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure that's it.
Oh, Mr. Hines, Mr. Cranston and Miss Lane, do excuse me. You know I can't see a thing without my glasses. Oh, here they are. Oh, you're still here, I see.
We thought we ought to be near Miss Redfield, Miss Harrison. She's so upset.
Of course, for a child, of course. I do want to talk to her later on. At a time like this, I wouldn't dream of bringing it up, but poor dear Matilda had that lovely bracelet. I was wondering if Muriel would still think of selling it.
You admired the bracelet, Miss Harrison?
Oh, Matilda, so mine. We all did. I declare I never saw such stones. Never.
Out of my way, please. Lamont.
Well, Commissioner Weston.
Cranston. That soldier, he got away.
What?
How could he get away?
Got away, Commissioner, what do you mean?
Why, he's an MP. You know, a military police. On the way down to the station, he pulled out his gun on my men in the car and simply escaped.
I knew it. I knew he was a killer.
If I were you, Commissioner, I'd keep this quiet.
What?
When you arrest an MP, Commissioner, you really ought to take away his gun.
Oh, I'm delighted that you stayed for dinner, Miss Lane. Mr. Cranston. Even at a time like this, the inner man must be fed, you know.
It's delicious, Mr. Hines, and it was kind of you to invite us.
The pleasure's mine, dear. Will you excuse me? I see Warner motioning at the desk.
Of course, Mr. Hines.
Enjoy yourselves. I won't be a moment. Did you get a nice cut of lamb, Mrs. Harrison?
Lamont.
I know, Margot.
Muriel, Lamont, where is she?
I don't know, Margot. But I've got an idea where she's going to be.
What?
When we sat down to dinner, I found a note under my plate.
A note?
Shh. Tells me to get out of here if I don't want something to happen to Muriel.
Oh, Lamont, no.
Whoever wrote it was exact enough, Margot. It says if we're not gone in an hour, Muriel will be dead.
An hour?
Yes, and by that time it will be quite dark. Feel like any dessert?
Oh, no.
Good. I'd like to take a look at this river. If Matilda met her death in it, it seems Muriel might end up there too.
Oh, Lamont, it's so dark. I can't see a thing.
Oh, it's all right, Margot. Keep going. The boathouse is just ahead.
Yes, but... Oh, Lamont!
Here now.
Margot, are you all right?
Land's sake, screaming that way. Who are you anyhow?
I'm all right, Lamont. I just bumped into this man in the dark.
Come on now, who are you? What are you doing here down to the river?
If you'll take that light out of our eyes, my friend, we'll tell you.
Well, fess up now.
I'm
the watchman, that's who I am, and I don't remember you two as none of the guests.
The watchman?
Murders, police, everybody all on the edge. You gave me a start, young lady. Now come along, both of you. We'll go up to the hotel and... Pew, pew, pew!
Gunshot!
Good land! Now what's that?
Margot, come on. That's a police whistle.
Oh, those shots, Lamont, they came from up at the hotel.
I know. Hurry, Margot.
Wait for me! I'm the watchman here. Wait for me!
All right, Burke. This time I've got you. Now just stay right where you are.
Listen.
Not a word out of you, soldier. You got away from us once. This time you're done for. Stand back, Mr. Hines.
I didn't mean to shoot, Commissioner. I saw someone in the bushes. When I called out and he ran, I shot. That's all.
Well, it's all right. Just got him in the leg. Yes, and no more than what's coming to you, Burke.
Weston, Commissioner, what happened?
Well, Cranston, it looks like the show's over. Mr. Hines here found our runaway soldier boy.
What?
He was in those bushes, Mr. Cranston, but he wouldn't stop. I fired at him. Look, I swear I didn't do anything wrong. I came back to find my wife. You've got to tell me where she is.
Nothing wrong. Listen, soldier. You broke away from police custody at the point of a gun. You were caught prowling here tonight. And what's more, young man, I'm booking you for the murder of Matilda Redfield. Now, come on. We're taking you downtown.
But Lamont...
It's all right, Margot. It looks to me like Commissioner Weston has solved the case.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, Cranston. For once you admit it.
Definitely, Commissioner. In fact, Margot and I will jump in my car and meet you downtown. We'd like to be there when the boy confesses.
But Lamont...
Come along, Margot. It looks like Commissioner Weston has done it again.
Lamont, Cranston, what in the world are you thinking? We can't go down to headquarters. What about Muriel?
In other words, Margot, you hardly think the soldier was holding his own wife.
Well, certainly.
Exactly. And we're not going down to headquarters. Matter of fact, this is just about where I get out.
Here? At the river?
Look, Margot, see that dam up ahead?
Why, yes.
A body can't float over that dam, Margot. If someone were murdered, for instance, back here on this side, say at the boathouse back at the hotel,
Yes.
the body couldn't float all the way down the river into town, right?
Lamont, of course. Then Miss Redfield was killed on the other side of the dam.
Not necessarily, Margot. She might have been lifted over the dam, you know.
What?
If someone were going to murder Muriel the same way in 8 minutes, according to their warning,
Yes.
they could do it at the hotel, couldn't they? Murder her there, then put the body in a boat, row down to the dam and lift it over? Then she'd float right down to town, just like Aunt Matilda.
Oh, Lamont, how horrible. You've got to do something.
And in 8 minutes, too. Only this time, Margot, I think we'll let our old friend, the Shadow, handle things.
Yes, but...
Now look, you go to a phone down the road at that filling station and call Commissioner Weston's office, understand?
Yes, Lamont, go on.
Tell them the commissioner must be on that dam in 15 minutes. Make that plain, Margot. They'll intercept him by radio on his way down to headquarters with Dan Burke.
On the dam in 15 minutes.
Right. And then hang up. Don't tell them who you are. I'll meet you back at this spot. Oh, and see if you can find a towel, will you?
A towel? What for?
I have an idea, Margot, that the Shadow might go in for a swim.
Who's there?
Oh, why, Fred!
Oh, it's you, Mrs. Haverson. Gave me quite a scare.
It's such a lovely night. I was walking by the river, Fred.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just all a jitter, I guess. Mrs. Redfield and all.
Poor Matilda. We'll miss her so.
I'm just all a jitter, Mrs. Haverson. Why, just now before you came along, I was making my rounds here on the boathouse pier, and I could have sworn I heard footsteps behind me.
What?
Just my nerves, I guess. Enjoy your walk, Mrs. Haverson.
Oh, thank you, Fred. I will. Now! All right, Muriel, come out of there. Oh, did I forget to take off that nasty old handkerchief out of your mouth, my dear? What a pity. Well, no matter. I'll do the talking, my child. Now, come on. This is a gun, Muriel. I warn you, I know how to use it. Step out here, Muriel. Out here to the edge of the pier. That's right. Now, don't move, you hear me? Now we'll see if everything's ready. Warner, are you down there?
In the boat. Come on.
Bring it around to the side, Warner. I've got her ready.
Hurry up. That watchman will be coming back any minute.
You heard Mr. Reed, Muriel. Get in the boat. Get in.
Careful. It's leaning to one side.
Get going, Warner. She's in.
It's leaning to one side, I tell you. Move over. No, not that side. The other.
Oh, we're not on that side, Warner. For pity's sake, get going.
Is she gagged?
Yes, poor darling. Isn't that a shame? And her little eyes look so frightened, too. Don't be frightened, Muriel. This is just a lovely little boat ride. Oh, you're a very clever girl, Muriel. A little too clever, I'm afraid. Hurry, Warner.
I am. This boat is heavy, don't forget.
Isn't this pleasant, Muriel? Your poor dear aunt thought so, too. A lovely ride, really. And when we get down to the dam, why then, my dear, we'll ask you to go on the rest of the way alone. Oh, dear Warner, do you suppose Muriel will struggle too?
Shut up!
It was really touching, my dear. Poor Matilda struggled so when we held her under the water. And it was so unnecessary, really. If she hadn't been so difficult about her lovely bracelet, why, do you know she actually confided to Warner that I was cheating her at cards?
Oh, this boat weighs a ton.
And all we wanted was that lovely bracelet, too. I suggested she sell it, you see. After all, she did owe me a great deal of money from our little bridge games. Poor Matilda was so unlucky.
Unlucky? With those trick glasses you wear?
Oh, well, perhaps I did a little cheat, a little, Warner, but only so to get that lovely bracelet. And she was thinking of selling it, wasn't she, Warner? Isn't it too bad to think she suddenly suspected me of cheating?
Quiet. I can see the dam.
Poor Muriel. I'm afraid, my dear, the time is drawing near.
On the contrary, Miss Haverson, the time has come.
What's that?
Reed?
You can stop rowing, Warner Reed, and I'll take that gun, Miss Haverson.
Reed, the gun! It flew right out of my hands!
There's somebody in this boat.
You're right, Warner Reed. There is someone in this boat. The Shadow.
The Shadow?
The Shadow knows, Miss Haverson.
Oh.
Muriel, take the gun, Muriel. It's lying there at your feet. Now, if you point it at Miss Haverson, I'm sure she'll undo your gag. Undo it!
Yes, I will.
You murderers!
Cover them, Muriel. Keep them both covered.
Yes, I have.
And now, Warner, you may start rowing again.
Rowing?
To the dam, Warner. I think the police commissioner is waiting for you.
Warner!
Go on, now!
That's right, Muriel. Oh, one more thing. You have the bracelet, Miss Harrison.
It's in her purse, Shadow. I saw it there when she dropped it this noon in the lobby. I tried to tell Mr. Cranston, but I was cut off, and
The
they...
Shadow knows, Muriel. Just give the bracelet to the commissioner on the dam. That will complete the story. And now, goodbye.
Shadow, wait, please. Wait.
It's too late, Warner Reed. Goodbye.
Oh, he jumped into the river. I heard the splash, but I couldn't see a thing.
No man sees the shadow, Miss Harrison. But
Oh,
the shadow knows.
oh.
See the lights on the dam, Margot? Muriel must be turning them over to Weston.
Are you dressed yet, Lamont?
What? Oh, you can turn around now, and thanks for the dry clothes.
Think nothing of it, Lamont. All my boyfriends go for a moonlight dips now and then.
They do?
Lamont,
Yes.
you knew it was Miss Harrison all along, didn't you?
Well, it wasn't very difficult, Margot. She said she couldn't see a thing without her glasses, and yet she was reading a newspaper without them when we met her this morning.
Hey, that's right.
Then when I got a look at those glasses, I was sure. They're tricks, Margot. If you look closely, you can see a special lens in the bottom of the glass.
What?
They're used for reading the backs of marked cards. Invisible markings show up when you look at the cards through these glasses. I've seen dozens of them.
Then she was a card cheat.
Only to lure out bigger game, Margot. She'd get Matilda's bridge dead up high enough, you see, and then suggest she sell the bracelet. Harrison would suggest that she handle the sale, and of course, once she got her hands on the bracelet, she'd disappear.
Dry your hair, Lamont.
Her accomplice had me fooled, though. I knew she'd need someone to help her if she got Matilda's body over that dam.
And it was Warner Reed, the desk clerk.
Oh, I knew it must have been when Muriel's phone call was cut off. He was the only one behind the desk at the switchboard. That's how he overheard her call.
Lamont, of course. And Dan Burke was innocent of the whole thing.
And Muriel was covering up for him. I suppose the poor girl wasn't entirely sure he didn't kill her aunt.
The night he came to the hotel.
Yes, only she was dead by that time. Poor Matilda. Her mistake was confiding in Warner. As soon as she told him she was suspecting Miss Harrison of cheating, she signed her own death warrant.
River of Eternal Woe. Oh,
Cold?
well,
Well, what?
like it's stand an arm around me, Lamont. A big, strong arm.
Mine do?
Oh, yes, Lamont. Yes, it will.
Yay! Silent clap. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this journey. Thank you to all the wonderful actors that joined us tonight. If you would like to see more readings like this, let us know. Or, maybe we'll just do it for fun. But thank you guys again. Have a wonderful evening. Stay healthy, stay safe. Also, if you're looking for ways to help us out at Elm Street, share this video, like this video, do that for any of our videos. And also, if you have the time, check out our donation page as we continue to bring this content to you, to your home. So again, thank you guys. We love you. Mwah. Stay safe and healthy. Bye.